What are we going to bake today?
Cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Chocolate chip.
So, when we're baking chocolate chip cookies, what is one of the most important things that we do when we are baking, just in general? What do we have to do?
We have to put the ingredients in.
We have to put the ingredients in, but how do we know what ingredients to use? What is the thing that we have to use? What is that called?
Cookbook?
A cookbook and a recipe.
Yeah.
A recipe. So when we are cooking, we use recipes, and recipes list a lot of things. So they list the ingredients, like you said, so it tells us exactly what we need together from the pantry and what we need to make our cookies. And then it also includes what? All of the steps that we have, right? So
Yes.
why is it important for us to follow the recipe?
Because you might mess up.
You might mess it up, and what could happen if we messed it up? So we could,
It wouldn't turn out right.
it wouldn't turn out right, right? So we could maybe add in too much sugar, and then they would be too sweet. So first thing that we're gonna do is let's go ahead and read our instructions. So we already preheated our oven to 375, so what is the second step?
Beat sugar, butter, vanilla, and egg in large bowl with electric mixer on medium speed, or mix with spoon. Stir in flour, baking soda, and salt. Dough will be stiff. Stir in nuts and chocolate chips.
Perfect. So we're not going to use nuts. So let's do the first part of our recipe. So we're going to start with sugar, butter, vanilla, and eggs. So we poured in all of our butter. Now we're going to go ahead and do 3/4 cup of sugar. So this is 1/4 cup, and we need 3/4 cups. So how many of these do we need?
3.
Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to give this to you. So make sure you want nice, even scoops, and you want to make sure that, yeah, it's perfect. You got it. So that's 1, and we're going to do the same thing with the brown sugar.
Put the same thing.
Yep, so 3/4 cups brown sugar. And this says we want the brown sugar packed. So that means we don't want it to like be fluffy at the top. We want to pack it in, okay?
So just one of these?
Or 3/4, so how many?
3.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the hardest part about baking?
Putting it in the oven.
Why? Putting it in the oven.
Because
You can burn yourself. Well, if you take all the right precautions and you use a
Also stirring.
Stirring, why stirring?
Because
It gives you muscles though. So what kind of cookies do you think we're going to make? What do you think the texture of the cookies are going to be? Do you think they're going to be soft? Why?
Because all the cookies that we make are soft.
They are. And did you know that because we use the butter, because we softened our butter, that is going to help make our cookies soft, as well as adding baking soda. It makes it nice and fluffy. Because in addition to math when you bake, there's also science going on, because baking soda is having a chemical reaction in the cookie dough. What are some other, let's say, mix-ins or toppings we could put in, or what you would like besides chocolate chip cookies? What are some other things we could add in the cookies?
Nuts.
Nuts.
And sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Then we'd have funfetti cookies. What about fruit? Would you add any fruit in cookies? Why not?
I don't know, because
Yes.
we eat fruit plain all the time.
What about oatmeal cookies? And like
That would be
raisins,
good.
oatmeal raisin cookies?
Yeah.
Let's see, what is it looking like? What's our batter looking like, our cookie dough? It's looking pretty good.
When we buy the cookie dough from the store, it's hard and this one's soft. Is it going to turn out right?
That's a really good question. So you know what we should do? We should put the dough in the refrigerator so that way it can get chilled and get hard, because what will happen now is if we were to make cookies with this, these cookies would be really long and flat and really runny.
Yeah.
So we need to go ahead and chill our dough in the refrigerator, and then it'll be easier to scoop out and we can make better cookies. So let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like our dough is chilled and it'll be a lot easier to make cookies with.
About 2 inches apart and onto.
So this one, take your time. So what's the first part? This prefix is on. ungreased.
Ungreased cookie sheet.
Yeah, so that's just saying that like we aren't putting any like oil or like butter on our cookie sheet so that it doesn't stick. So it's ungreased. We're not going to use anything of a stick. Okay.
How big should we make the cookies?
What do you think?
I think we should use like a tablespoon.
A tablespoon, or maybe not a tablespoon, but some sort of measuring
Yes,
spoon.
a
A measuring spoon. Well, here's one I have. Ta-da! Measuring spoon. Okay, so go ahead and let's start spooning some cookie dough onto our cookie sheet. So let's not put them too close to the edge because we don't want them, when they bake, they're going to spread out and then it's going to spread out on the edge and fall off. So let's put them more in the center. So let's do like 5 cookies in the center.
So like right here is good?
Yep. This will be our test batch.
Okay.
Why do you think we should make a test batch of cookies?
Just make sure they're right.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and set our timer for how long?
8 to 10 minutes.
So let's split the difference and say 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
And watch it bake.